Yo, I'm back. Hold on. Hold on. Since y'all like to, in my Cam Newton voice, I'm back. What up, man? Welcome back for another Cornbread movie review. I appreciate everybody, all the subscribers, all the viewers, all the people who like and comment, man. I appreciate y'all telling me I'm on my grind. I'm dropping episodes every week. Thank y'all. I'm doing it for y'all, man. Especially, hopefully, y'all like my little clips I do in the middle of the week, too. Give you something, a little entertainment for the week. But let's get into the intro, man, and then we got some things to talk about. Make sure, right before you do that, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it too. Do all that plus share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. But we'll be back 1 second.
Hey, Cornbread review off the bat, bro. You might not like my review then, man. Yeah, so all in all, man, I ended up coming at 2.5 out of 5. Two of them things. Yo. 5 out of 5 cornbreads for the cornbread review. What you think?
Yo, so we back with another Cornbread movie review. Feeling good today, man, and it's for one reason, right? We're gonna get into what you guys are here for. Today, the movie we are going to discuss is King Richard. King Richard, ladies and gentlemen, this movie's in HBO Max. It's also in theaters. I don't know how it might be limited in theaters, and it's also PG-13. So first, well, I'll get into that with the actors, man. So if this is the first time you've ever seen a Cornbread movie review, I do each movie in 5 different categories, okay? And in each category, the best you can get is 5. So my first category that we are going to discuss today is acting, okay? Now, acting, this is what I wanted to just talk to you guys about. So Will Smith is in this movie. And I want to give a round of applause to Will Smith. Not only because of his acting, but because when you sign a contract for movies, it might be certain incentives, just like football players do with basketball players, based off of how you perform and how it's received. So movies, when movies come out, they say, okay, well, if you do this amount of numbers, if you're number one, or if it's in the box office and they sell out this many tickets, I'll give you extra bonus and things like that. So with this movie coming out on HBO Max, they knew that they were going to take a hit in the theaters. Not the popularity, not how good this movie is, but those individuals who relied on those bonuses and those incentives. So Will Smith did all that, and he said, I'm just going to pay out all the actors their bonuses. So if it doesn't reach expectations, they still get it. If they do, but it was lacking a little bit in theaters, he'll still pay it out. So that's a class act, man. Class act from him. So Will Smith is in this movie. He plays King Richard. I stopped seeing Will Smith and I saw Richard. And that's a phenomenal talent. For as much acting has the journey that we've been on this year, we've seen a lot of movies together, and the acting category, I give a lot of 5s out, or I don't give a lot of 5s out, but it's a few that you could tell it's usually a collective, which this is another one. But Will Smith, I stopped seeing him as Will Smith, and I started seeing him as the character he was portraying. So great job to him. Sanaya Sidney, she played Venus Williams. Now, I would say the only downfall, she didn't get too many solo acting roles or acting scenes. She was always with somebody, a supporting cast, which that's okay. Hopefully she grows up and gets those, okay, you're the star of the show now, or you're a co-host, even though a lot of people were in this movie. But she had one little one, but she already had the blueprint from the real life of how to act that out, and even almost word for word when she got the interview. But she did a phenomenal job. I would love to know how much she actually played tennis before this role, or how much she practiced, or how much she knows now with this role. But kudos to you. The camera work was a little off, so I couldn't tell if it was really her playing tennis or not. But kudos to her. And also, John Berthal, man. This dude is everywhere, man. He plays Rick Mossy. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I always put the names next to me. So Rick Mossy, that guy is the tennis coach. I think he's a 7-time coach of the year. So he knows his stuff. And kudos to him, because Richard was driving him crazy if you've seen this movie, man. So and to show that he believed in the family and believed in those young girls, Venus and Serena, man. So kudos to him. Kudos to this cast. And there's a person that I'm going to discuss a little bit later who also is like the unsung hero as well. So overall acting for me, phenomenal. Phenomenal, man, from everybody in this. And I know I missed people. Don't kill me. Y'all know who's in this movie. But acting gets a 5 out of 5 from me. All right? Next category, cinematography. Now, this movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes, so it's not a quick watch. The story kind of feels complete. And I think the budget was about $50 million. So not too... and the budget isn't 200 million or 150, so they had to make the best with what they could. One major issue that I had from the cinematography field is it was kind of hard to know when these events took place. Obviously, when Venus and Serena were younger, but when's the time? So the only context clue that I got was the Rodney King beating, basically in 1991, and that happened almost halfway through the movie. So they could elaborate a little bit more of the time period of it, but the clothes look like it, the cars look like it. It was a pretty solid timepiece. Now, I also would like, they did certain scenes where I'm like, man, I wish they had the real life, camcorder right there and put it in and intertwine it in between the real movie and then just how it was filmed in real life. And they showed a little bit at the end, so I really appreciate that. But just going through the movie, I was like, dang, that would be phenomenal if they put that part in this, that. So not the worst thing, obviously, I've seen, but a couple things they could have did better. Not too many action scenes. The one scene that I really liked was, when King Richard was gonna take care of his business and something happened. We giving a little bit of spoilers, but I still want y'all to go out and watch all the movies that I review. So overall for cinematography, just a 3.5 out of 5. I think they made the best they could with the $50 million budget, but creativity wasn't really there. Let's say it wasn't, like I said, the little things that I look for to boost up those scores, I really didn't feel it in this category. So 3.5 out of 5 for cinematography. Now, storytelling. This takes place, I want to talk about talking stuff into existence. I think that's very difficult with all the mental health that people go through and the doubt and the haters and all this other stuff. But this man said, no, I'm going to have me 2 Michael Jordans and I'm going to push them to the brink. And then lo and behold, they became those individuals. So shout out to him. I know that's not I know it's not an easy thing to do, but he accomplished those goals with just those 2 daughters. But we'll get into, some negatives that I thought from the story. Also, shout out to the people who invest and trust other people that they don't know. We can't go through this journey without having a little faith in everybody. So shout out to those unsung heroes as well. And which brings me to a character that I think was, I'm not going to say overlooked, but I'm going to say I also want her to have a story as well. And it's the wife, Brandy. What? Having all these kids, trusting in a man who damn near crazy, but she held it down too. When he was working, she was at home teaching them. When he didn't want to teach somebody, she was out there teaching them. I think it should have been Mrs. and Mr. whatever their last name is, or Williams, right? Mr. and Mrs. Williams. That's what I would have named the movie, just because King Richard wasn't the only highlight. Yes, it might have been his dream and path, and he willed them to that greatness, but a lot of help comes from her. So shout out to her as well. Now, I really like how they didn't hide a couple things. The 2 things I really enjoyed, if you're going to write your story, write it, man. Don't always make yourself the hero. Sometimes you're the villain. Or sometimes people perceive you as being the villain, but just tell them how you got to that point. So it's 2 things that I really enjoyed that they did in storytelling with this, especially if it's based off a true story. One, they didn't hide from them and the coaches not getting along, right? Like, Richard didn't know everything. And the coaches told him they didn't know everything. And then he also went back and forth with the coaches. He's very headstrong, right? Very alpha male. So I really enjoyed that they didn't hide that. And then also King Richard's other family, man. You know, the kitchen scene is one of the best scenes that in this movie. Things get real, and I really love that they highlighted that. A couple of negatives that I didn't like is this movie was centered around, yes, that's the only people that we were known was the two sisters and the dad, but there's plenty of people who had success throughout this movie, right? I would love to know more about the other sisters, especially when the cops, if you guys don't know, you know, Venus and Serena's older sister was murdered as well. So if they'd have dove a little bit more into that, or at least highlighted her a little bit more so you kind of know how she was. And like I said, the mom, just other family members that got along with stuff. So I think they missed the boat on a couple storytelling. It wasn't just my opinion. I think you should have highlighted more people, but I understand why they did that. Okay. Now, storytelling for me, that's me beating the dead horse of what I felt that was negative, but it was so much positive in this movie. So storytelling gets a 4.5 out of 5 from Cornbread, man. We are rolling through this thing. Now, did I get what I bought? This movie's $14.99. That's probably for the theaters, between $10 to $15. But HBO Max for a subscription, it became free with the subscription, but you have to pay the $15 basically. So I actually would have paid this movie. I probably would have paid double to watch this movie, especially around the holiday time. You know, this is a great watch from young kids because it can inspire them to young adults who are like, no, I'm gonna go out and complete my goal. And even to parents learning, okay, I don't want to be like that, or let me pick and choose some jewels that Richard and the mom went through, and then take some of that and use it on my kid, right? And always trust your kids too. So I really enjoyed that. This movie was not a sports movie. This movie was a movie with sports in it, and there's a big difference. Sports was secondary. You need to go on the journey with these individuals, especially because we already knew it. So love it. And man, come on, bro. You got 5 girls. Come on, Richard, man. We gotta switch up your stroke, or I don't know if you're right-handed, you might have to go left-handed. I don't know, but we're gonna have to mix this up, get you a son out there, man. So that's just a little joke because there's a lot of daughters in there. But for me, did I get what I bought? 5 out of 5. I like I said, I would have paid double to watch this movie. I was highly impressed. And my last category, is it a must-see? I'm going to say in life, you need some luck and somebody to believe in you. And going on this journey, you see that those things did happen. And not only luck for one person, luck for 2. I'm telling you, man, Serena, bro, you can tell she a dog. She cooked her sister's records, but she also had to play the back seat because she was younger and she wasn't as developed, right? And we need to put some respect on Venus' name. Stop it, man. Trendsetter. I mean, what young kid will hold out on Nike for millions of dollars just to go to, I think she went to Reebok. Don't quote me. It was Reebok or Adidas for almost 3 times the amount. So the confidence, and not even just the confidence, you still got to be good. You still got to cook her, man. So shout out to her on that. And the support from the sisters, man, I think was overlooked too. They support each other in everything, not just Venus and Serena. I'm talking about the whole family. They look like they're a tight-knit, unified, one band, one sound, as Nick Cannon would say. So shout out to that family. But sometimes as a parent, you do got to get out of your way and let your child flourish. And if they make a mistake, that's how you learn from it sometimes. You know, you can't protect everybody from every mistake because actually you're going to hinder them, right? So is it a must-see? Y'all see how I'm speaking about this movie. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 again. Is it a must-see? You got to stop what you're doing. I know it's the holidays coming up. Make sure you watch this. And then when your family around, watch it again. You will not be mad. So overall, what does this movie get? A 4.5 out of 5 from me. Very close to almost reaching the 5 out of 5. And for the rest of the year, man, we getting down to the nitty gritty. We got a couple weeks left in December, and I'm gonna wrap up 2021. So make sure you check out my list right now. It's a lot. In the next couple weeks, I'm gonna start smacking y'all in the head with some reviews, man. I know I've been doing it every week, but it's too many movies coming out in December, and I'm gonna keep up, man. I'm gonna try to my best, man. So make sure you like, subscribe again. Now, I'm definitely not gonna leave y'all. Come on, man. I'm Cornbread, man. I'm not gonna leave y'all without a forgotten segment. This is part of the review where maybe you never heard this movie, maybe you forgot about this movie, or you did watch it and you be like, man, I definitely need to go back and double watch and watch this, man. So this movie came out in 2012. This was when a lot of the movies were first person, you know, so you get the perspective of the actor. You really don't see them too much unless somebody else had a camera. So this is one of those type movies. But I think it captures a lot of what real life police officers go through as well. And I think you guys would not be disappointed. And that movie is End of Watch. Now, End of Watch, this movie has Jake Gyllenhaal. Come on, man. He's in some of my top movies as well, especially Nightcrawler. That might be another forgotten movie that I give. But Jake Gyllenhaal, always A1. And then Mike Pena. Come on, man. He's in another one of my forgotten classic movies, which I might drop that for y'all too, man. But great acting, great cast, great story. Hey, you might need a tissue next to you, man. But you get down to the nitty gritty. And this teaches you, things get real, man, in life. But it's how you overcome it, what your support system look like, and you guys can make it through anything. So that's another Cornbread movie review, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, please. But I'll be back again with another episode next week, or it might be a couple days. I don't know. I don't know nothing no more. I'm just making sure that y'all love what I'm doing. And please let me know my feedback if I need to improve a couple things or not. But I love y'all. I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.